Day 37 of my holistic spiritual juice fast. 37, day 37, 63 days to go, right? Getting closer to January 8th. But I'm leaving church, and I had something, really heavy on my mind, I guess, which brought me to church today. I watched the Birth of a Nation, Nate Parker's movie last night. Finally got to go see it. And when I left the movie, uh, I really didn't know how to feel. So when you're detoxing, when you're cleansing, when you're fasting, you're vibrating pretty high, which means that you see things that you ordinarily wouldn't see. And in that movie, it was one part of me, of course, was, angry, um, frustrated, disappointed, so all these emotions were happening. And there were some parts of the movie that, were happy. But today, I woke up and I thought about, wow, how my forefathers, how my ancestors, how the black people that were brought over here as slaves, how powerful many of them were in making a change, and how they sacrificed their lives, and how um, they knew their purpose and their assignment, and they weren't afraid to die for what they felt was right. And so they did all this for us as a people overall, to have better lives, to have freedom, and to see the same things that were happening back then in the 1700s is happening here today amongst the black community, uh, really had me disheartened. But then I went a little bit deeper. So this is where the church gets involved. So I'm sitting in church, and I'm thinking of those people who sacrificed their lives, of those people that were hung as a result of the revolt, uh, Nat Turner and the other strong kings men. Their deaths were not in vain. So we look at that as, oh my God, they were killed for nothing, or they died, and slavery was still going on. I mean, those were some of the thoughts I had initially. But when I was in church, I thought deeper. I said, we assume when people transition that they're going to a place worse than where we are. And that's not true. The truth is that the transition is a promotion. It's elevation to the spiritual realm, to a higher level. So although we're here on this physical earth and we miss the people that have transitioned, we're in a worse place than they are. And we often say, oh, thank God you woke us up this morning. And, some people didn't wake up, as if we're the blessed ones because we woke up. That's not what that means. We woke up because we still have purpose, and we still have things to do in as it pertains to our overall creation while we're here on this earth in this lifetime. That's all that means. It doesn't mean that we blessed. It doesn't mean that we're highly favored. It just means that our assignment is not up. The people who have elevated and transitioned, their assignment was completed. Their souls have not died, although their physical bodies have gone back to dust. They're still with us. Their energy is still here. So they're in a better place than what we are. So I want to dispel the myth that just because we don't know naturally what happens after we die, that place is going to be worse than where we are. Because no. We're in hell now. The way that people are being treated, the way that people are disrespecting each other, killing each other. People are taking drugs, drinking alcohol to escape the reality of today, as well as all the other things that are happening. This is not heaven. This is not heaven. It's a blessing to be walking in your purpose and your assignment and doing what it is that God has ordained you to do. That's the blessing part of it. To walk in purpose, to know why you are here. That's the blessing. But just existing, just going through the motions of going to work and coming home and getting a beer or doing drugs or having sex or eating or whatever just to get through life, that's not the blessing. So anyway, I just wanted to share that revelation with you all. I wanted to get it out because I've been doing a lot of praying and talking to God in regards to our transitions, because we all are going to transition at some point. Our loved ones are going to transition. So it's best to be proactive in knowing and understanding what the death process is, instead of waiting until it happens and then having breakdowns. Death is natural. Birth is natural. I believe we have multiple lifetimes to fulfill our purpose. I believe that those slaves that went through what they went through, that it was a choice, and it all had to do with the greater purpose and the great assignment, and that they have lived on to redeem all the work and all the sacrifice that they put out for doing what's right, for doing what they were purposed to do and what they felt in their hearts they were supposed to do, and that they didn't die in vain. King didn't die in vain. Malcolm X, the Black Panthers, no. They sacrificed for that lifetime that they were in, but their souls are still here, and their rewards are still going to be given, and they will have more lifetimes to fulfill their ultimate purpose and assignment. It's going to make sense after a while. So I'm leaving that note. Hopefully it's not too long, but I just had to drop that with you all. Detox Day 37. Be blessed.